Here we go, Tiki. Two of the NFL's best tight ends got monster new deals. After the 49ers gave All-Pro tight end George Kittle a 5-year, $75 million deal this morning, the Chiefs responded and gave Travis Kelce a 4-year, $57 million deal. Kittle's $15 million per season is the most ever for a tight end, and Kelce is right behind him at just over $14 million a year. Far more than the next tight end, Hunter Henry, at $10 million a year, and both in the top 12 for wide receivers. So inbounds or out of bounds, Tiki. It is a mistake for teams to pay pass-catching tight ends like wideouts rather than like other options at their position.
I'm going to say out of bounds to that, D-Cell. I don't think that is a mistake, because I think it's just the reality. Think about what offensive coordinators are doing these days. They're playing with two tight ends. Some of them are going to be elite blockers. Others are going to be elite wide receiving or pass-catching tight ends. And that allows you as a coordinator to go 5 wide sometimes if you have a running back who's also a good receiving player, like, say, the Carolina Panthers with Christian McCaffrey. And so I think tight ends have slowly been evolving. We'd see 1 or 2 a year per team. Now we're starting to see a bunch of them. Look at Denver with Noah Fant and Hockenson, TJ Hockenson with the Lions. And these guys are athletes who can catch the football. They are mismatches in the slot or sometimes even outside with Travis Kelce and George Kittle as well. So I think this is on par for what their production is starting to show. They are more like wide receivers, thus inching towards that $16 million a year range, than they are tight ends, which are more around the $10 million a year range. So this is out of bounds. I think this is exactly what tight ends deserve and should be going towards.
All right, T. Nick Nurse is quickly becoming one of the most respected coaches in the NBA, shocking the world last year with the title as a rookie and coaching the Raptors to the number 2 seed in the East this season, despite losing Kawhi Leonard. Last night, Nurse decided to step back and give his assistants a chance to shine, handing the reins to assistant Adrian Griffin against the Sixers. Toronto won the game, and Griffin said it felt like a fairy tale. So inbounds or out of bounds, Teak, more head coaches should take games off and allow their assistants to lead the way.
I'm going to say inbounds to this, D-Cell. I think this is smart. It prepares them. It helps them be better assistants if they know what it's like to be the head coach. We've seen Popovich do this, not because the game is meaningless, and I don't want to say meaningless, but insignificant to the standings, and for the playoff. So it was meaningless in that sense, but it was very meaningful. It can be for an assistant coach to get that type of experience, and there's an empowerment that comes with that and prepares that coach for any eventuality, whether that's on Nick Nurse's bench or whether it's at his next stop, which could be a head coaching stop when he has to set up for an interview. So I'm going to say inbounds. I think this is great. I think more coaches should look to do it.
In Tuesday's Bucks-Wizards game, Giannis got frustrated with Washington fouling him hard in the second quarter and took out his frustration on headbutting Mo Wagner. Giannis was ejected from the game but was remorseful afterwards. So inbounds or out of bounds, Teak, Giannis should have received more than a 1-game suspension for the headbutt.
I'm going to say out of bounds to this, D-Cell. I think the NBA, Adam Silver and the governors of the NBA, they realize how difficult emotionally this bubble has been, and you've read many different interpretations about what Giannis did last night, but I think they know that there's frustrations that start to boil over, and there's really no outlet for them, and so they're making a smart decision, but they're also looking into Giannis's history. He's not a bad actor in the NBA, and I think it's smart to not punish him, and then by extension affect the first round of the playoffs, because that's just around the corner. I think this was the right decision, so I'm going to say out of bounds.
Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell to be notified when we drop fresh content.